Shalom, shalom. Hey, shalom. Khan shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashai, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel worldwide. And while I was saying that, I just realized that I'm speaking English. So I'm gonna just go with the spirit and make today's camp video in the English language, which is the spirit, because when I was coming here, I was thinking that maybe I should cast a lot if I should speak English or Finnish, but then I was I'm just going to stick to the Finnish language. But quite often I think, within my head I think in English, because I watch a lot of videos in English, the King James Bible, KJV is in the English, and yeah, quite often I just think in my head in the English language. Also, yes, in the Finnish language, but yeah, sometimes in the English language as well. So I guess, while I was putting everything together and that, I was thinking something in the English language, and it just sticked on. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it, man. Hey, shalom. There's some ducks over here. Some mighty ducks, which are cool creatures. So right now the Christmas period is fast approaching, and well, already right now is the so-called Christmas period, which is a very satanic time. And after 1 week is going to be the 24th of December, in which they open the gifts and they eat this Christmas ham, which is fucking madness. Okay, in the Finnish is joulukinkku, Christmas ham. So, and to mention, they claim that the so-called Finland, in Lapland, Finland, in Korvatunturi, they say is the home of Santa Claus. So this country, Finland, is very much caught up in the celebration of this wicked, evil Christmas, which is fucking bullshit. And it's also weird. These grown-ass people, grown-ass men and women, 30 years old, 40 years old, 50, 60, 70 years old, buy themselves a Christmas tree, decorate it. And let me start up with that in Jeremiah. These are nothing but pagan ways, which we are not, as Israelites, we are not to support these ways, okay? In the so-called Christmas spirit, that is a fucking evil spirit, man. Man, lying to your children that yes, Santa Claus is alive and he exists. Man, this is what I heard yesterday from one so-called Edomite. That he says to the children, hey, now I'm going to hey, the Santa Claus hasn't arrived yet. I will go and look for him. Maybe he's lost in the way. I will go and look for him. And as he goes away, he dresses up and comes back as a Santa Claus with big fucking white mustache and a white beard. clothed all in red, in that demonic red. And because red can mean different things. Red can mean hatred, it can mean war, it can mean blood. You know, and with Christmas, this is a period that the elites, they are exercising a lot of rituals, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of child sacrifices, a lot of eating of children's blood and drinking of that. They are doing all kinds of rituals in these times, spilling a lot of blood. It is like, as we have, I forgot who said it. It might have been the brother from Holland, that's Bashar, who said that like we Israelites, we are the Most High's chosen people. So the Edomites, who for the major part are the so-called white people, they are Satan's chosen people. They are also chosen people on the left-hand side. What it says in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this is always between Esau and Jacob, you know, Genesis 25, Genesis 27. You know, Romans 9 also goes into it. So it's always about Esau and Jacob, or Jacob and Esau. And they are Satan's chosen people. So let me carry on. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10. Let me start at the verse 1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Yasharallah. Okay, it says, O house of Israel. So this word, this gospel, which means good news, it is to the Israelites and not to the other nations. What says Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20? He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his commandments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation. Praise ye the Lord. He has not dealt so with any other nation. Any other nation hasn't received the law, statutes and commandments. Any other nation has not been given with the word and with the promise of the blessings. You know, if you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, from the first verse until the 15th verse, it's actually talking about the blessings. It's talking about the blessings that Israel will receive, will obtain, if they walk according to the ways of YAHAWASHI, his laws, statutes and commandments. And from the verse 15 on down, it speaks about the curses for disobedience. And this is what we are under right now. We have dealt wrongly with the Most High, and this is why we are under the curses. What says Micah? I think it's Micah chapter 7 verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. You know, so we have to bear the indignation of the Lord. We have to bear these curses because we have went off. But in the end, it's all going to, the tables are going to be turned. You know, one of my favorite scriptures is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21 and 22. It's so beautiful and comforting. You know, what goes hand in hand also is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. You know, Revelation 13 and 10. And you know, when Apostle Gabar, he made this, what was it called? He had some series that he did, like let me see if I can find the name, because the name of the video was Gods, because according to Psalms chapter 82, we the Israelites, we're going to, you know, well, we are gods, but we now are in a very limited being, because we have went off and we are in these limited bodies. You know, these bodies are very limited in their capabilities, and they are mortal first and foremost. But according to the book of Corinthians, you know, the elect are going to be changed. You know, changed to another meaning. The bodies which now are corruptible are going to turn incorruptible, okay, immortal, which means cannot die. Just a moment. Yeah, I cannot find it. Just a moment. I know the name of the video was Gods, but it was like under some series. It was some he made a series. Let me see, if I cannot find it, I will just move on. Right, mailbag series, yeah. This is GMS mailbag extra. This is the thing, I found it. Okay, YAHAWASHI. Yeah, GMS mailbag extra. Gods. This was the video. And you know, I listened to that video. I had just came into the truth. You know, this had to be like April or May of 2020. When I listened to this video, I was so hyped, man. I was so hyped with this video. GMS mailbag extra Gods. I don't know if you can find the specific video. At some point he was able to find it, but in that video he was speaking about Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 16. He was speaking about Lamentations 4, 21, 22. I believe he mentioned Revelation. You know, he went to the fact that we're going to be gods. You know, in Zephaniah chapter 3, in the place where we have been put to shame. You know, because now as we are under these curses, we understand why we have become a byword and a proverb and a insult. You know, the other nations have been, you know, mocking us, you know, made mockery of us. So we understand the reason why. We hope the elect of the nation Israel, we understand why, because we went oath against the Most High, and this is part of the curses, you know, in the Deuteronomy 28. So let me continue. Verse 2, Thus saith Yahweh. So this is Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So the signs of heaven is mostly talking about the spaceships, okay, the UFOs, the chariots of heaven, the whirlwinds, the clouds. These are all synonyms, all talking about the vehicles of the angels of Yahweh, okay? And we're going to be seeing YAHAWASHI arriving with the angels of the Most High, with these UFO ships. The angels told that to the few disciples, the few apostles, you know, the disciples who became apostles in Acts chapter 1, you know, Why stand ye men gazing into heaven? For this YAHAWASHI, the same way he went up to the heaven, the same way he going to come back down. I think it's the book of Acts chapter 1 verse 9, something like that. Chapter 8, 9 or 10 is in there. Also Revelation chapter 1 verse 7. And you know, before I was saying that I was, you know, myself gazing into heaven because there is a very, very beautiful couple of clouds. You know, these clouds, they look like a mixture of a cloud and a rainbow. It's like a cloud of diverse colors. So, so this can also be one of the signs of heaven, because it's also when there is this kind of, you know, solar eclipses and stuff like this, and these are also spiritual signs. You know, we used to have the tribe of Issachar. We used to have the tribe of Issachar observing the times. You know, they was experts in that. You know, how the moon works, how the seasons change, how the calendar is to be constructed. The tribe of Issachar, which today are the so-called Mexicans, they was experts at that. That was their lot. Okay? Because the true calendar comes by the moon. It doesn't come by no motherfucking Pope Gregory. Which today, Gregorian calendar, why the fuck would that be the truth? There is so many loopholes in that calendar. As it says in the book of Job, ye are all forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. This is talking about the Edomites, the so-called white men, coming up with a fucked up calendar, which doesn't make any sense, man. And also the day doesn't switch when the time is 24:00 or 00:00. That is not when the day changes. The day changes when the sun goes down. Matter of fact, the sun is about to go down very soon. Where I'm at. And when the sun goes down, that is when the new day begins. In Genesis it says, and the evening and the morning was the first day, and was the second day, and so on and so forth, because the day changes when the sun goes down. So we cannot be dismayed at the signs of heaven. You know, when you see these chariots, when you see these UFOs, the elites, they get nervous. You know, Revelation 12 and 12, they know that they only have a short time. But we Israelites, we also know that we only have a short time to be in this wicked system. So for us it's a joy, so we cannot be dismayed. Let me look at that word actually. You know, we cannot be afraid and upset about these signs of heaven. It's a promise of better things to come. So let me look up the word dismayed. Okay, the Hebrew word is hatat. To be shattered, be dismayed, be broken, be abolished, be afraid. To be shattered, be broken, to be dismayed. To cause to be dismayed, to dismay, terrify. So we cannot be spooked when we see these kind of signs. When we see these signs of heaven. You know, the scripture says, you know, lift up your eyes for the salvation draweth nigh. It's something like this. Let me look up this. Our salvation is going to come from the skies. YAHAWASHI and the angels are going to break the skies. Okay, maybe I was going off with that paraphrasing, because it's not exactly like that. But you know, King David, he said in Psalms 121, "I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help." You know, so we lift up our eyes. Okay, let me move on. We cannot be dismayed by these signs of heaven. Okay, verse 3. Going to the so-called Christmas. "For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold." Okay, so this is Jeremiah 10 and 4. "They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not." This is crazy, because this is describing the practice of the Christmas tree to a T. This is exactly how they do it. They get this tree, they decorate the tree with some gold and silver, some plastic decorations. They put the gifts in there, they put some lights around the Christmas tree. So this is basically worshipping a tree. You know, from this to me comes to mind the curses, because the Israelites, they are heavy into this. Our people, the so-called blacks, the so-called Latinos and Native American Indians, they are heavy into celebrating Christmas. You know, your family members just come out of nowhere, you know, wanting to call or send a message, "Hey, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas." Man, fuck Christmas. Fuck Christmas. Even in French, the word is Noël. No means no or anti, and El, which means Allah, which means power in the Hebrew. So no power or no God. So this is an ungodly practice, this Christmas. And the origins go back. You know, Romans, they had Saturnalia, and even this date goes back to the Babylonians. Man, with these false gods, they are all the same. Like, for example, you have this Ishtarot, you have Diana of Ephesus. You have these different variations, but of a so-called female god. I know the Greeks also had their variation. Yeah, Diana of Ephesus, but I think there was others as well, of this so-called woman goddess. Man, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's just different in different forms, but it's all the same. You know, worship of this woman, worship of this Queen of Heaven spirit. And the other gods, you had some, you know, gods of hunting, had some gods of partying, you know, festivity and stuff like this. But this is all the same. This is all just the worship of pagan gods, which we are not supposed to do as a people. Okay? And Christmas is definitely that, worshipping of pagan gods. So let me grab that in Deuteronomy chapter 28, because this is part of the curses that our people is under. Okay, celebrating some damn Christmas. You know, and it's even so-called a Christian feast, but nowhere in the Bible it speaks about Christmas, celebrating Christmas. This is something we are not supposed to do. It's a wicked, evil holiday. Wicked, evil, unholy day, okay? So let me grab Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. Because when you have this Christmas tree, you are worshipping it, decorating as a god, So this book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64, and Yahawah shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So us Israelites today, we are worshipped everywhere. The great deliverance, the major salvation is going to happen in Babylon, which today is so-called United States of America, because it's going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles, by Russia, by Iran, by China, North Korea, all of that, man. Even the European Union countries are going to throw missiles at the United States. So the greatest deliverance is going to happen there. But you have Israelites all over, in Australia, in Trinidad, in Africa, in Asia, okay, in China and stuff like that, in East India, in South America you have a lot of Israelites. Mainly South America is mainly Israelites, it's the Northern Kingdom. Europe, you have a lot of Israelites in Europe, so we are scattered all over. And our people is worshipping these false gods, wood and stone. What comes to mind with stone is this damn Muslim stone, Islam stone in the Mecca. Okay, we are not supposed to worship wood and stone. And with Christianity, often the symbol of the cross is with tree, is with wood. So this is talking about Christianity and Islam. It's talking about every other false way or false belief system as well. But our people is mostly caught up in Christianity and Islam. These are the biggest stumbling blocks to our people, which both are going so off, man. So let me continue. I want to speak a little bit also concerning the time of Jacob's trouble. The time of distress that is fast approaching. And let's grab at this point. Let's grab 1 Corinthians 14 and 1, because we have to prophesy. We have to say before. Because this is current, this is actual, this is the times that we are now living in. First Corinthians 14 and 1, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that he may prophesy. So prophesying is very, very, very important in these days. We have to speak about the events that have been written to the scriptures of the Holy Bible that are now coming to fruition, that are now happening. And there is three main ones left before the kingdom of Israel, before the kingdom of YAHAWASHI. The first is the mandatory implementation of the M to the O to the T to the B, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID CHIP. So they're going to massively implement that. The second one is the full-scale escalation of the World War III, destruction of United States of America, which is Babylon, and also the country of Israel, which is going to be built back up, in a glorious fashion. But the nation or the country of United States will remain a desert. So the World War III is going to happen, Joel 3. The troops are going to be gathered up there in the Middle East, out there in the Levant. the militaries of all countries. You know, NATO military is going to be there, China military, India military, the Russians, the Arabs, all of that, they're going to get up in there in the Middle East. And there is no returning from there. Thus said the scriptures. It's the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, the judgment of Yahweh. Yahweh is going to judge the nations over there. Which this mandatory implementation of the MOTB, this is synonyms. This is a synonym with the time of Jacob's trouble. Because the elect of the nation of Israel are going to refuse the chip at all costs. And after that you're going to be blotted out of the system. You know, let's read it. Let's read it in Revelation chapter 13. What happens if you don't take it? So we have to spiritually be prepared for that. Yes, it's also, you can be prepared on a carnal level. You can have some food readied up, you know, some dry food. You can have some equipment to survive out in the wild. Yes, but you cannot lean upon that. You cannot trust that. You know, like that would be your salvation. Like these doomsday preppers. Man, if the Most High is not with you, the Most High is not with you. It doesn't matter if you doomsday prep, if you have food and equipment and survival skills in the wild. It doesn't matter if Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua is not dealing with you. Man, he gonna raise up a bear in the wood to come and devour your ass. But if you always please the Most High Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua, you will be covered. Okay? But nevertheless, like I said, it can be practical to store some amounts of dry food and stuff like this in these times. Okay? You know, why not? But it's not something that, you know, is your deliverance. Our deliverance, you know, is Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai. So let me read Revelation 13, 16 and 17. And before that, let me just say the third prophecy that is left, of course, is return of YAHAWASHI, who is going to come back with the chariots, with the so-called UFOs, with the angels of Yahweh. And as it says in the 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 24,